what it is. Part 2, right now, right here. Like, comment, share. What do you want to know about Texas?
Okay, start with where you've been in Texas.
All right, so when I was 17, my birthday is in January. So, for my dad goes to Florida every year because he has arthritis, so the heat helps.
Oh my god.
So, the one year he was going to go check out Texas, and I don't know why, but I was just like, I really want to check out Texas. I've seen it in movies. It looks badass.
Because you want to be a cowboy. That's why you want to be.
That's
in
fair
Texas.
enough. Just scenery.
You know what? I actually used to be
that
a
alone.
cowboy. Like, there was a time in my life when I
Herded
worked
cows?
on the back of a
Cowboys?
horse.
No.
What? That
Cool.
makes you a cowboy.
Yes, I moved cattle I've actually done a cattle drive in Montana. That was
Right on.
fucking titties. Anywho, so I was like, all right, I want to check this out. So me and my dad drove from here to the most southern town in Texas, Brownstown.
No way.
It's like fucking Mexico. It was January like 8th or no, 6th, something like that, 5th or 6th, and it was 90 degrees there.
But it was dry.
It looked like fucking Mexico. There was
So-
Mexicans everywhere. There was leather booths on the street.
A lot of turquoise and beads.
Turquoise.
Turquoise.
So a small city
I
size,
guess
like
in
a
Arizona.
No, like a size of Kingsville, probably. Kingsville,
Oh,
Leamington. Probably
okay.
Leamington, yeah. But yeah, it was... And then, like,
So you mean exactly like Leamington?
a bit hotter, yeah.
But
Yeah, pretty
but
much.
hotter, yeah.
Less jacked up Chevy trucks revving around.
Okay.
So, anyways. So we drove from, here down there. So we went through Michigan, Ohio, Kentucky, Tennessee. Bought an ass ton of fireworks in Tennessee. Or wait, yeah, it was Tennessee.
Yeah, there's so many.
Yeah, it was. I went like once again. I went in with like a
Arizona.
20, and I came out with a box and some change. Like I
Yeah.
ran out of shit to start like to hold, and I was like, well, this is probably enough. And it was like those fucking black cats were like 6 cents. It's like, well, I'll take a handful of them. And then there was like a bigger version. I'm like, I'm on M100s. I'll take a handful of them. And then it's like, well, those look cool. I'll take a handful of them. And so go up. It's like, yeah, that's $8. I'm like, oh, sweet. Yeah, I'll take a drink.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
$20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rockstar vodka on top of with that. Yeah. 21, sure.
Sure.
No problem, son. Anyways. So then we went to Mississippi is beautiful. I love Mississippi. Then we went into Louisiana.
Oh yeah.
Or no, sorry, we skipped. Then we went into, skirted Alabama and then into Texas, and then down. So we went through Kingsville. We went to the King Ranch and all that shit. There's a town down there called I think it's Dutton, and there's a great big. It looks like the Wild West. It's like deserty and like scrub brush, and like just this long dead road, and there's dead pigs everywhere because they have a hog problem, and everybody drives a huge truck, so it does no damage to the fucking truck, and just murdered hogs everywhere.
So that was noticeable.
Yeah, every once in a while there would be this fucking like a booth on the side of the road, and they had like a bunch of 45-gallon drums cut in half, and they're all grilling up wild boar. It's like $5 for a plate, and it's a heaping mound of pulled pork and like a taco bun because it's Texas.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta have that tortilla in there.
3 people's worth of food.
Yeah,
One sitting.
everybody's George W. Bush. It literally said "Home of George W. Bush" like on the welcome to Texas.
Aw.
Oh, it's beautiful. Anyway, so
Great.
oh man, paradise, heaven on earth. So we're in it's Dutton, and there's this great big fucking store on the side of the road. What's it say? Carol's Guns. I'm like, no fucking shit. I'm like, Dad, pull in.
Yeah.
Fucking wheel in there. It's like the size of Ty's house. So full size raised ranch. And it is just the walls are just standing stacked guns. There's center display cases, just stacked guns. There's like 6 walls of handguns. I'm just like drooling down my face looking at this giant wall of like cowboy revolvers. I'm like,
Wow.
there's pearl handled and ebony wood handled and like horn handled ones and chrome ones and silver ones. And I'm like, I just want them all.
Okay, so did you? Sorry to interrupt, but did you peek at prices of these guns?
Yeah, they're fucking
Are these
reasonable.
considered expensive or reasonable?
$400.
Okay.
Yeah, probably a little bit less than that. Because as I say, my Pieta was $450.
Wow.
Yeah, I got one.
Nice.
I've had 2. I have actually my Pieta is a 357 mag. The last one I had, I went like full cowboy on it. It was pearl handle black steel with like the laser engraved all the way down the barrel and the yeah, everything was like sexy on it, and it was in a 45 long Colt, which is like
Whoa.
a fuck you up caliber. Like, it's like $60 a box, and you're just like, I don't give a shit. You're blowing holes and everything. It's like the size of my thumb.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Wow.
bad.
It's a lot.
There's a lot of bullet there. Like this
Yeah.
could fuck shit up. Like,
I'm amazed you can like
Do you-
handle that.
oh
Do you
yeah.
fire with
handgun.
one hand?
Oh yeah. I almost blew my fucking foot off one day. I'm like, I'm gonna quick draw this piece of shit. Boom! Like 6 inches in front of my toe. I was like, I'm gonna slow that down.
That's funny.
Oh yeah, because I just when I came up, I just held on to the
Instinct
trigger,
almost.
and
yeah.
all I did was I just pulled the hammer back. Well, I thought I was further out when I came back. The second time I got it,
You
have
tried
to,
it again?
The second time.
Yeah, you have to like
You're
arc
a
it way down
slow,
before you let
slow
go of that
learner.
hammer, and then you shoot straight out. But if
You-
yeah, it's all
Oh.
in where your hand hits that hammer.
Dude.
Wow, that wasn't your second time and your last time that you almost shot your
Fuck
foot.
no, I've done it with like every handgun I have. Just like fucking poof. Like that was titties. It hurts like your hand though. Scraping across the hammer like that, it's just like.
Oh, okay.
But anyways, so
Access.
Carol's guns, of course. I'm just
Amazing.
like, oh! Like a schoolgirl, and so yeah, my dad has to drag me out. So we get going again, stop and eat wild boar. That's when we went to the King Ranch. I think it was after that, which is like this 1,000,000-acre ranch. It's huge. That's like Ford makes a model, the King Ranch. Yeah,
Okay.
they own 1,000,000 acres in Texas. It's like they have their own breed of cow. I think it's called a Santa Ana. And then they also own like most of Tropicana orange juice because they have huge orange groves in Florida. And you can only buy stocks in this company if you're in the family. It's like they're all
It's a family
loaded.
company.
It is huge.
Wow.
So, yeah, we went there. They have like tours and shit. We went to there, did all that. Where else? Then we went to like Corpus Christi. Corpus Christi is just like Florida, but like to the left.
Okay.
Like everything on water is to the right in Corpus Christi. Like if you're looking
Right.
south, is
Mm-hmm.
it's just you're like, oh, this is weird. It's like the same. It's like palm trees and white chicks, and it's just like this is not Florida though. It's weird. It's like the same kind of like Caribbean-ish atmosphere. It's like coastal.
And that's the Gulf, right?
Yeah, so that's on the Gulf side. And then like you keep going down, it starts getting like more desertish again, and then like Mexico basically. And then we never went to like the west side, which is where you get like mountains and stuff, and you can get snow. You have like every climate in Texas. Well, it's huge.
Huge.
Takes like almost 3 days to drive across the thing or across the state. But yeah, you can get every type of climate there. You can get like frigid winter weather. You can get just arid desert. You could get tropical. You can have like scrub type of desert. It's just like thick scrub brush everywhere. Or you can have like sand. Yeah, it's cool.
Wow.
It's neat. It's a neat state. I love it.
Were you able to experience any wildlife besides the?
Oh yeah, there's like
pigs?
deer everywhere. Okay,
Okay.
it's weird. So the whitetail, it's the further north you go, generally the bigger things get.
Oh.
It works the other way. The further south you start going, everything gets smaller. So their deer down there are like tiny and they're like kind of gray, but everybody hunts correctly down there, and there's just so many more of them that they're all have these just massive antlers. Like the body size has gotten small, but the racks are like the same size and they're huge.
Like showcase.
Yeah, everything on the side of the road is like an 8-point and up. It's like, what the fuck is this? It's like I don't even see 6s at home. Like, just pull over and let me out. Leave me here.
Wow.
But yeah, and they keep getting small. Actually, there's a like a sub-breed of white-tailed deer that lives in the Keys. They're called key deer. They're like 18 inches tall or something stupid like that. They're like below your knee. And they're tiny little pygmy deer. They're just, they're called key deer.
And you saw them.
No, I've never seen them. I've seen
I may have seen them.
They are tiny.
Would there be as far out as Arizona? Like
No.
no.
There's
another species out there that's probably not that.
There's a black-tailed
it's a little
deer
bit
out there,
bigger.
I think. Or it might be a coos deer. I think they're called coos deer. And they are tiny as well. They're not that small.
Yeah.
They're not as small
No,
as
they're
key
not.
deer.
They weren't that small, but they were pretty darn small.
Yeah,
So,
like a medium-sized dog.
I got between like me and you away from them before they kind of walked off, kind of thing.
Yeah, they're neat. They're gray.
But they're a little bit, yeah,
Yeah.
grayish brown.
Call them like a gray ghost is their term. They're like really weird to hunt, I guess. Especially in like Arizona and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder what they'd taste like. Like at the smaller
Yeah.
deer.
I don't know. I've never really heard amazingness about coos deer, but
Okay.
probably the same as a whitetail, just venison.
Yeah. I like that.
Pronghorn, I guess.
Did you
is
see
different.
any reptiles or snakes?
Yeah, they got like those little geckos just like in
Geckos,
Florida
probably.
everywhere.
You got to see that.
Yeah. One of the coolest things I ever did is I held an alligator in Florida.
That's neat.
Live alligator. Oh,
You ever eaten alligator?
yeah. Yes. Favorite
Ooh.
meal.
I like it.
I love it.
It's like tough chicken.
I
I've
would
tried it.
take alligator over
tried it.
chicken.
Yeah, I get that.
Oh yeah. Kangaroo's good too.
Oh, I haven't had that yet.
Elk is amazing. Moose is awesome.
Yes.
Elk is my favorite, I think.
Yeah, elk is I think by far probably the best tasting of the deer family.
Yeah.
Next, I would say
that.
moose. I've never had caribou though. I heard
Okay.
caribou's on it.
I've never had it either, but I heard caribou's really good.
Yeah, I think it's close to elk. Buddy of mine just shot a buffalo, like a full-grown wood bison.
No
It was
way.
2,000-pound male.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
he's done
huge.
buying meat for the year.
That's huge.
He better be done buying meat for the year.
Yeah, he was sending me pictures of it. It's like the one leg is the size of that door, like the one hind leg.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's got him like hanging off ladders. I'm like, dude, that thing's overloaded.
Oh
Like,
my gosh. Yeah.
oh yeah, like the fucking head is the size of the chair I'm sitting in.
So
Fucking
go-
huge. Well, not really. I mean, massive, but yeah, it's just this massive animal.
That's amazing.
He lives in the Yukon. I'm like, man. He keeps telling me, he's like, dude, you got to move up.
That's crazy. So
Yeah.
Okay.
So
That's actually
going-
not the
Shout out
worst.
to Scott King.
going back to when you held your alligator, where was that at? Like an alligator
In the
farm?
Everglades. Yeah, it was a thing. Hold an alligator,
Okay.
pull over next half mile. Pull in. There's like no, some guy in there, like he's got a shirt open watching TV, and there's like baby alligators running around. I'm like, the hold the alligators, these little things. He's like, do you want to hold one of them or do you want to hold a big one? I'm like, I want to hold a big one. So he pulls out this like 6-foot fucking alligator, and it's got like a strap on its mouth. And he's like, hey, so you're gonna hug it and you're just gonna pet him like a big baby. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, they like your body heat. I shit you not. I like just held this thing like this. You just pet it like this, and it like hugged me. It was just
Yeah.
like, oh, it's like a big puppy dog. And then it's like you hold it that way, or then you hold it like under its back legs, and then you support it for like the photos. And I'm like, so my girlfriend at the time was taking pictures of me, and then like after she was done, I'm like, "Kay, take the fucking thing off the mouth. I want to hold this thing like au natural." And he's like, "I'm not supposed to do that." I'm like, "It's okay." And so he just like pops the Velcro thing off the mouth, and I'm like, "Sweet." And I just grab it by the head. I'm like, "Fucking A." Like live animal here.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah, it was cool.
Um,
But I put him down, and he just like walked away
that's crazy.
back to his fucking food bowl. I guess
My
dog.
Yeah.
crazy Florida experience. I was staying at Melbourne Beach in Florida, and I was
Out on the coast?
first time. Yep, I was first time ever there, and I was with my daughter who just turned 1 year old. And a little side note, just previously, Steve Irwin from Australia, the animal expert, died because he got a barb from a stingray
Yeah.
into the heart. So that comes into play. So now,
God bless Steve Irwin.
yes, thank you.
I miss that
And
guy. He was
he
awesome.
was,
That
he
was like one of my heroes growing up.
I still watch him on YouTube.
Do you? I have not. Actually, I should.
I just got it because it was recommended, and I just watched it, and I got hooked.
Are they as
And-
good as they used to be?
Absolutely.
Are you just like fucking the whole time, like crikey, just into it?
You start using the words again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So
Remember when he'd always get bit? Sorry, I know.
no. Okay.
He'd
Yeah.
always got bit. And he's like, crikey, oh, it's all right. And he's like just pouring blood out from this savannah monitor lizard, and he's like, oh, whatever. And it's like,
And the stingray thing was just 100% freak accident.
Yeah.
He swam over and it just let go, just startled, whatever.
Right at the bad
Bad timing.
wrong
Yeah.
time. Kind of.
Okay. So got to Florida. It's nighttime. Just arrived in the morning. I wake up because my daughter needs to get up because she's just, you know how babies are.
Yep.
So it's about 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, I'm gonna go straight to the beach and just walk, take her for a walk. So I'm just holding her, and then I'm on the beach for about 10 minutes, and I see people, and I'm like, wow, there's a lot of walkers in Florida at 7 o'clock in the morning. So I get close to the crowd of people, and they're circling a beach stingray. I've never really seen a stingray, maybe at a zoo or something, but definitely first time in a while. And it's at least probably 2 feet in diameter. So I don't know. That's a good size. The tail's a few feet, maybe I don't know, 4 feet, but it's a good size. And I know the barb was at least 4 to 5 inches. I know that for a fact. I even was like, holy. And then everybody's like, somebody should try to move it and like get into the water. It's gonna die. It's alive. You could obviously it's struggling. You could hear it.
See it.
yeah, they do that like flop thing.
Yeah, but it's hardly moving. But
Oh,
you
yeah.
could see there's like a little shake to it, like struggling, gasping. Because I don't know how long it was beached. So then I have my daughter, and I look at somebody. I'm like, excuse me, ma'am. Can you hold my daughter, please? And I'll see if I can help it. And they're like, all right, good idea. So my daughter's she's happy as can be. Hand her off. So I'm like kind of talking to it. I get down on my knees next to it. I'm going slow. And so my idea, I'm going to attempt to just like kind of slide it's on pure sand. Just sink my hands in, go underneath it, and try to keep sand between me and the animal. Like try to keep it as comfortable as possible and go slow. Walk it over to the water, and hopefully it swims off. That's ideal. So I get up to it. And so that's when the size of it kind of hit. It's like covering most of my arms, right? So I'm like under it, whatever. I'm like talking to it. I'm like, it's okay, blah, 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 right? I don't know. I have a baby with me, so I'm good at I was probably just doing some sort
baby
of gibberish.
talk.
Yeah.
It was
trying to calm
probably
it.
comforting me more than it.
Yeah. that's-
So it was working, however. And I'm watching its tail. It's not even moving. So like I pick it up eventually and I walk it over and I put it in water right away. And like the sand kind of goes away and it's like right on my arms. Start walking. So I try to like simulate a wave. So then I'm like trying to get deeper and deeper and it's still in my arms. So I'm like, okay. So I was just entering around chest level, just before my shoulders. And then it was it was gone. So that was a neat thing.
That's pretty cool.
So that was like basically one of my only wildlife stories.
That's a good one though.
I got some fucked up ones. I almost got attacked twice by a fucking bear.
Oh, I had a bear in my house before.
You had a bear in your house? Fuck that.
My 20s, because my kids live in the North Bay area.
Okay.
South River, they own a resort on the edge of Algonquin Park and called Northern Edge.
Oh,
And
okay, nice.
so we lived there at the time, and a black bear was in the house. And it was my birthday. I just came in. It was like kind of a cottage at the time because it was closed seasonally. So there wasn't like food or anything. It was just hungry, I guess, right? And every time I've seen a bear, I've seen a shitload. They always scare off if I want them to scare off. This one wasn't budging at all. And I opened all my windows, doors. Nothing was in its way. Wasn't leaving. And then I'm like, oh, what the heck? And then I noticed she had 2 cubs up my tree,
Oh, God.
Oh.
about 60 feet. So I'm like,
That's not.
okay. So I call the M&R, and they're okay, we'll send a trap out in a couple hours or whatever. But in the meantime, OPP came out just for fun. I live 26 kilometers down a seasonal road off the grid. So the cops just came out to see a bear, right? So they were like,
Some guy's got a bear in his house. Let's go
Yeah.
check this shit out.
He's taking that one.
yeah, so they were just like, hey, can you go
We
somewhere?
got an
I'm like,
892 on it.
yeah, I'm like, no problem.
Bear in the house.
I'm like, obviously, I'm not going to try to stay in my house. So they're like, cool. And they're just like looking at taking pictures, whatever, and disappear. So the M&R comes, do our little bear cage, which is basically like a cylinder on wheels.
Yeah.
Like a little boat trailer. And they bait it. And then when the bear comes, pulls the food bait, the door drops, and they relocate it. They swear to God to me, and that's all they do. And unless it's a really rabid
I think
bear
they
or
tag
something.
them.
Yeah,
if
they
it-
tag
If they
'em.
come back 3 times.
Yeah, I guess
Done.
probably test
Turn it into
a
rug.
rabies and stuff.
So we did that. So sure enough, I came back in the very early morning, and there's a bear in the cylinder, and so I had to call right away, M&R, and they're like, "Can you walk up to it and tell me what the bear looks like? But first, before you walk up to it, if it's the mom, the cubs are probably outside. Just beware. You're probably fine, but just beware. They probably need their mom, right?" But they're like, but if it's a cub and the mom's not in the cage, basically they're like, you're in trouble because
Oh.
she's waiting for you, right?
What are you supposed to do
So-
in that scenario?
So I can see the cage has a bear in it. So I'm like, okay, I got you. I don't own a gun or anything. So I'm just like, yep, good luck. So I just walk over there, and it's a bigger bear. And I'm like, that's not the mom. But you got to remember, this mom was like 3 feet in my face spitting at me. Like, I got a good look. I walked in on her in my kitchen. Like, I almost walked into her because I wasn't expecting a bear. I didn't know she came through my back window. I came through the front of my house. That's why I snuck up on it. And so it wasn't the same bear. I guess the mom and the 2 cubs just happened to disappear. Never saw them again. And this one was like so docile and old. And M&R came. And like that happened almost every other summer at that place. And sometimes the bears were so wicked, like pissed off. They were like rocking it. And once it was so hot, the M&R's like, we can't get there for a few hours to get it. You're going to have to hose it down.
Oh,
So it doesn't overheat. Oh my God.
That's quite the experience.
I
Right
would
there.
honestly okay.
Yeah.
So I hunt bears. I would to that scenario. I'd be like, you can get the fuck over here and hose this fucking thing down yourself. I'm not hosing a bear in a
What?
tube.
It was, yeah, it's pretty neat how it was so rocking it. It was rocking it even before I sprayed it. I was like, oh my
Fucking
God.
pissed. He's stuck in a tube
Mm-hmm.
and it's hot.
But that old
now
bear
you're spraying him
was
with water.
like, oh, it's kind of shady in here. I'm going to have a nap. A snack and a nap. That's all right. But most animals were pretty pissed. But that's all.
That'd be a cool job catching bears.
Yeah. They
That's-
just witnessed
that's
it.
something. Yeah.
My
Yeah.
dream job was I always wanted to be the guy shooting animals out of the helicopter with the trank guns in Africa. That would have been my dream job.
Are you a hunter?
Yeah.
Still do it.
Okay.
How? I got to become like a fucking veterinary pilot.
What do you
Go ahead.
hunt? Do you travel to hunt at all, or
A little bit.
so like moose and stuff that you mentioned that you like eating? Do you get to hunt that?
I haven't shot a moose. I'm not big into moose hunting just because ours is so fucked up here. Like,
Yeah.
to get a tag, you can go buy a tag, get a calf tag. So when you shoot a calf, now you got to deal with a mom. first you got to find a cow and a calf. You got to identify a calf. You have to shoot the calf. Then you have to get the mom the fuck away from the calf. So I'm like, ugh, fuck that. Because if to get a bull or a cow, you got to go to a draw, and you got to have like so many people, or it's like every other year you are like eligible to get a draw. And it's really weird, and there's no tags ever, so I'm just like, fuck it. Shot a bear last year. That was pretty cool.
Where at?
Sultan, near Chapleau.
Oh, okay, the bear capital. That makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
dusted like a probably like 230, 250. Big male, not big, but decent sized male.
Full grown or?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I shot one, and my two buddies each shot one.
Whoa.
So we got 3 bears on that trip. That was pretty good.
Do you bait for bear? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how I shot mine. My 2 buddies shot theirs with guns. I did. One buddy shot one. He was in a tree stand. Like first night, we hadn't even been there a full day. He shot one that night, rifle. Good shot on it. I think he shot it twice. Once in the heart, and then I think he cracked it in the back of the neck or something again. That was a nice bear. That was a female, I think he got. Then 2 days after that, I shot mine. I was 30 yards on the ground with a bow.
No way.
Oh, yeah. It was fucking sweet. I was there like 35 minutes.
That's a sick person.
That's next year if I go, I think I'm going to go no blind with a bow. I'm going to try to be within like 15
Go no
yards.
weapon. Just go straight knives.
If I could do spear,
you have so
I
many
would.
knives.
Spear.
I would do
Yeah.
spear. I would do like short tree stand with a spear. Like there's a guy called Tim Wells. He does it all the time.
Yeah.
But you can't do.
Yeah, they outlawed it now because he did it.
No, that
He
was
put it on
Josh
YouTube.
Bomar. That was
Okay.
fucking bullshit because that was a legal kill. And I'm pretty sure he was an Olympic javelin thrower. So if there's anybody on the planet that is like qualified, he's one of those people.
Yeah.
He wasn't missing. Or
He
maiming.
threw spears for a living.
He's a
Yeah.
professional.
Yeah, and he was goddamn fucking close. And the kill shot on that thing was insane. It cut that thing wide open like this. Now, like, it was dead that night. Like, it was dead before that thing even had an idea. Just like the one I did. I got both lungs and heart. That thing ran 20 feet and fell. Like, it was done. Like, there's a video on my Instagram of it. It's literally like, you see him look at me. He puts his arm up, or he puts his arm down, trying to rip this pail down. Looks at me again, puts his arm up, and you just see this arrow just disappear into the black. He drops, runs. I edited it because I had to get it short enough for Instagram. The long version, it's like you hear him run off, and then you hear they do a death moan, which is creepy as shit. It's just like a like in the bush. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
He does that, and then that's it. That means they're dead.
It's
But
the silence after is where the silence is deafening.
Yeah, like he's done. That's like the
Wow.
last gasp. So, anyways, but yeah, where he dropped, he ran like 20 feet. Had no, like he did not even know what happened.
Good shot.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Clean.
I fucking practiced so much for that shot.
So. Wow.
Oh yeah, yeah. You have to.
Like
It's a
right
skill.
before archery season starts, like for bow hunting or whatever. Well, the last deer I shot, I got a headshot on her, 15 yards through the eye and out of the back of the skull. Didn't plan to do it, but how it hit,
Ideally, you want like chest shot, right?
yeah. So she was facing me. So trying not to brag at this, but because I've practiced so much, I was comfortable with the shot I took. Of how close she was. I was also on the ground. I was going to sail. She had her head down. I was going to sail an arrow right down the side of her neck and like right between her shoulder, which would have been right into her like lungs and heart.
Yeah.
So that would have been essentially chest.
Okay.
What-
So she was leaning down.
Yeah, she was
Just
had her
leaning
head
down,
down,
okay.
like sniffing the ground or trying to like grazing. But what happened is when I let go, she popped her head up. And when it came up right at that level, she caught that right in the head. And I was like, well, that's...
She lifted her head into it.
Yeah, but the skull from it is sweet because I still got the arrowhead that's in it.
Oh, really?
But yeah, right before archery season, so June I start. I shoot 50 arrows a night at least.
Wow.
Just I got like all the targets in my backyard, so I shoot 40 yards. I get standing on my porch, so I can stand. I got like a ceiling fan and an enclosed porch, so I'll stand there. I got the fan on me. Doesn't matter if it's hot or raining or anything. I'll like kneel down and shoot. I'll sit down and shoot. I'll sit on a chair and shoot. I'll stand, shoot.
All
Yeah, I'll get like
situations.
I'll get like uncomfortable and make a shot. Like I'll be standing and I'll like have to
Like-
shoot from like kind of make like a right-handed shot, which means I got to like twist way around.
Do you have like
You
a
like running
traditional
shots?
target or like
No,
a
no, no.
3D target?
I have both. So
Okay.
I have like a bag under a shelter, and then I have like 3D deer and stuff like that.
Okay. That's
So
awesome.
I'll set. I got like a block too. So I'll set up like the big bag target stays where it's at. That'll be like the longest point, and then I'll set the other ones up around
Okay.
in different. Like the deer, I'll set it in different positions. So
They're
I can,
easy to maneuver or whatever.
Yeah. So I made a stand. So instead of driving pegs in the ground every time I stand on it, I just have pegs in wood, like a wooden stand. So I just move the whole thing.
Okay.
So I'll put it in different positions and I can make different shots at it. And then last year I put a tree stand up in my yard and I shoot out of that. Why do you look grumpy?
Oh, I
Wow.
don't know.
She's like frowning, like, what the fuck?
Nice.
A little
Well, that's
heartburn.
amazing. So, I do not hunt. I'm definitely
I would recommend hunting.
cool with yes, but I don't. The reason why I lived with my kids on the edge of Algonquin Park is because I was a guide, outdoor guide. So a lot of my hunting animals was say with I've toured National Geographic and like outdoor programs such as that.
That's cool.
So like I've got to see pretty much everything that area has to offer. I've seen a caribou in the park. There's actually caribou in the park. That's how I learned that. It's actually like part like a reservation right in the park.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
They introduced it how many years ago. So that was really neat. Bears, wolves, wolves picking off a moose.
Oh, that'd be neat. to
I
watch.
wasn't even I was on my own when I saw that. That was really neat. Scary as hell, but
That'd be cool.
you know what I mean? Because
Seen
I
a
was so
porcupine
close.
before. That's kind of neat.
Good point, man.
That's different.
Yeah. I was with people that saw a cougar, like beside them,
Nice.
and they reacted like hyperventilated almost. We're like on foot, right? So my
Yeah,
focus,
cougars scare the shit out of me too.
they just
Oh,
went
yeah.
right to him. My face, I just turned right to him. I probably even put my hand on him, like, "Are you okay? What's going on?" And by the time they said a cougar just walked in front of us, it was gone. I never saw it, but I believe through the reaction, reliable source, they saw a cougar. So, a wolverine is my goal in life, my bucket list animal. So I'm on a lot of tracking sites and everything like that and forums. And one of my good friends saw a wolverine in Northern Ontario, probably in the last year. So that was super exciting. They didn't get a picture, but
That's pretty
I believe them. They have footprints, documentation, and stuff like that.
That's neat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
seen
you'd have to go like way north for wolverines, wouldn't you?
Michigan.
Territory?
Oh.
Traditionally, yes, but this wasn't super north. This was
No, to like this for you to like go to somewhere to see one, you'd have to go.
you would
like,
think. This was spotted though very south. It was the northwest corner of Algonquin Park, which is super rare.
That's pretty cool.
We're talking expected to be north of Lake Superior
Yeah,
to see them, but everything seems to be they migrating.
yeah, everything's moving around. It's weird.
Oh yeah.
Oh, here's a great question. Do you believe that there's cougars locally?
Yeah, oh yeah. Good buddy of mine seen one
Yeah.
like in the summer.
Around here.
What's
Yeah.
his name, sorry?
Ross Martin.
Oh, Ross saw one.
Ross saw one.
That's right. Yeah, that's who. That's
He had one. Okay, so he was where they farm. He had seen. He thought it was a coyote out in the field. So he was driving down one of like the laneways for the fields, So he's going down and he sees this. He's like, oh, I'll just like cut it off and get close to it. And it like outran his fucking car. He was like, what the shit is this? And it like ran across and you see like tail and everything. And then Chris's like his brother-in-law there, his grandparents, they found a pumpkin in their yard with like great big teeth marks. So they took a
Really?
picture and sent it to the M&R and they're like, what is this? I'm like, oh, that's a cougar. Where you guys at? And they're like, Southern Ontario. They're like, well, that's not possible. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then another
Really?
lady in town seen it, ran right out in front of her car.
Yeah.
I've
I've heard some
Yeah,
two
definitely one
sightings
around.
locally in the last
2 years
half a year.
2 years ago, I went hunting for one with a buddy. His dad's seen it, and it's always
Right side road
Yeah.
area? Okay.
yep, and
Is
it's
his name's Tyler or
Andrew
Andrew? Oh,
Hotz.
I'm not sure if that was him. I met him here actually.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't think Andrew's been here. But anyways, no, he so his wife and kids always walk down this laneway behind his parents. So he called me the one night, and actually I was with Marshall, whenever the hell he shows up,
He should be here any minute.
and we Andrew calls me. He's like, "Dude, I think there's a cougar behind my parents' house. Like, I'm gonna go see if we can get it." I'm like, "Fuck yeah!" So I like run. I grab Marshall's with me, right? And I'm like, "Dude, we're going to cougar hunt. Run to my house, grab a couple of guns, go out
Oh,
there."
so you gear up.
Slightly, I was like, grab guns and a pocket full of ammo. So
That's enough.
yeah, we fucking went out walking around, found tracks and shit. Didn't find it, but yeah, it got a little creepy because it was like getting dark, and we're walking around like this dense fucking. It's an old orchard all
Oh,
overgrown.
so there's trees.
Oh yeah, it's like,
Oh, perfect for a
but nothing
cougar.
like too tall.
Enough though, probably.
Yeah,
For a
I
cat
don't
to feel safe. Maybe.
see. This is the other thing is it's out where that is. It keeps going down. Like you get like lipses and everything. So it's all those hedgerows. So he could just jump on a hedgerow and he'd be gone. Like he go. That's what we figured is he
He
went.
was gone.
He went out. He wasn't still there.
Yeah,
So I was like, all right, well, that was kind of creepy.
but
But that's right close to where I hunt. So it's like,
the prints were easy to identify.
yeah, we seen them there in the mud, and I was like, okay, like I know that's a cougar print. I know what it looks like just from one time in Montana, and then just
Yeah.
seeing it like in pictures and on things and reading about them.
They do.
I know that
not-
paw print.
It's almost like this because
Yeah,
Th-
it's like
their
a dog is more of a
claw
triangle.
retracts, correct?
Yeah, so but it's like so dogs are more triangular and they have the
Okay.
claws. A cat is more like like
Yeah.
a rectangled round.
Yes.
So like the toes are more predominant instead of the foot pad. Anyways, and it's
That's
a
what I
wider
thought.
paw. Because you can't always go like if you go by claws. I mean, you could the paw might not sink deep enough to cause claws, or vice versa, or claws
Yeah.
could have been out for so claws aren't always the best way to go on it. It's like an additive thing. Anyways, so I was just like, yeah, that's a cougar print, and I'm just like, here, you know what? We'll one up it. Google cougar print. Put it next to it. I'm like, that's the same fucking print. And I'm like, that's not your dog's print because your dog's print's right fucking there.
Was it
and that's
way bigger?
Big. What?
Was it bigger?
Well, he's got a big dog, but yeah, it was definitely distinctively different
It was,
and
okay.
on a different scale. It was-
Wider. It's not as narrow.
yeah, it's like a wider paw, and it's not as like kind of like deep. And when the dog runs, it kind of goes deep. It's like a tighter paw. This is like it's more of a spread out paw as well. Like a
Yeah.
dog, like the toes are like basically
It's all
touching.
pointed.
Yeah, and it's all tight. Whereas like a cat paw is more like the toes sit wider, so it makes the paw as well wider. But there's a bigger space between the toes.
Right.
So it was just like, well, there it is, and it's going that way. And I did my fucking awesome tracking thing and crawled on the ground to find these things. I'm just like, I lost it, and I'm like crawling around with the flashlight. There it is. There it is. It's like just that way, and it's like off into the fields.
You never got to visualize it.
No, I've never seen one here.
Okay, me either.
Yeah,
But I've
I've
seen
I've
them.
heard of them in LaSalle. I've heard of them around.
I
But-
believe it's like more than one, definitely. Did you hear that Cedar Creek Conservation Area? Some people believe that's like that area in general, like X kilometers around it, territory is where they could be.
Oh yeah,
Because there's not a lot of people there supposedly.
yeah. We're the. Oh
And
yeah.
that's so native.
Then they seen it. I heard they seen it. So I live by the Arner on 20. I
Yes,
heard
that's
up the
very
road
close.
they seen it, and then I heard the last time it was seen was like at the fucking lake at the end of the Arner.
Yeah.
So that's right in
Okay,
that.
and that's Carolinian forest, their
Yeah.
natural habitat. I
Yeah.
love walking in there.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, my kids' family have a couple houses in that area,
Nice.
and it's beautiful. I've seen deer, water snakes, and muskrats. That's it.
That's
Oh, they-
basically it.
Yeah, they
Ducks.
like to
Now
eat
there's
those
cougars.
things. So yeah, cougars like to eat those things. So that makes sense.
Which
But-
is ridiculous because I seen the stupid thing on Instagram the other day. Someone was bitching about something. They're like, "Oh, the eastern cougar's extinct." It's like, yeah, you're like 60 years late on that post. Thanks, but no, those are also coming back.
They're migrated.
Yeah, there's a theory that they're starting to come back
Okay.
because like they're not supposed to be in Kentucky and they're apparently back in Kentucky, and it's like, well, we're only like not that far. Wouldn't be hard for them to navigate up here.
Not for a cougar.
Water might be slightly of an issue, but I mean, if you can get up
Never know.
northern Michigan, yeah, you can come back down. Like, there's enough connective forest,
Yeah.
or like not even connective forest. Like,
Howdy.
welcome, Marshall.
I'm
Hi,
here.
This
Gentlemen.
This is Matt.
Matthew,
Matt.
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
So,
What's the topic here?
mountain lions. Remember when me and you went?
Local.
Well,
Mountain
cou-
lion
cougar.
hunting?
Yeah,
Do they
cougar
look-
hunting.
Mountain liners.
Basically,
pumas.
if they exist locally.
Do they? Or where are they at is the question. They
Yeah.
are here locally. The proven fact.
Okay,
We've
and
got
why and how? Because
Why and
I'm
how?
a little bit older than you, so I
We
don't
have a
know if you guys
ridiculous
realize
fucking
this.
deer population.
When I was little, which is we'll say 10, so 25 years ago, I remember just going out to the beaches in Colchester, which is a lot different than it is now. Was mainly just little 20 by 20 cottages. Okay, I remember people. Well, one house looked like a little cottage, real small place. Had cougars, bobcats, I think they referred to them, tied like dogs to like had their own little like cougar
where
houses.
was this
Really?
at?
A beach, not far. The name I can't tell you 100%.
Near Right Side Road.
Probably not far out. Does Bellcraft ring a bell?
Oh yeah, I've heard of that. I've heard of the.
Okay,
there
so
used to be,
I
yeah,
know-
there used to be.
okay.
It was a lynx or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, so I saw 100%. So they bred them. So maybe there was lynx and bobcats. But like my friend lived across the street, and his name. Never mind. Maybe I shouldn't say that. But anyways, he regulations came in, so obviously you couldn't have a fucking bobcat tied to like a doghouse without fences or anything.
Yeah, you gotta have like a.
There wasn't even a
enclosed
fence.
cage.
That's what I was gonna say.
I
They
think
didn't
there
even
was like, do not trust, don't pet the panther. I don't know what it said, but I don't even know if there was
hope
a
this
sign.
dog leash holds against
Yeah,
this
it was literally a chain. It was a
killing
chain.
predator.
Well, anyways, nobody really batted an eye. I remember playing like street hockey right in front of it.
We used to
Like,
have
you
a-
know what I mean?
Yeah,
Right
we used
up
to have
the
a
street.
family friend that he had a full-grown fucking mountain lion as
Yeah.
a pet.
So there was like 3 or 4 of them within like not even that much space, like 10 by 10. Like I don't know how they didn't get tangled up. Whatever.
I always heard they always escape.
Yeah. So definitely
Crazy.
they did because I remember Halloween when I was a
Everything
kid
escaped.
and
almost
then
got
getting
canceled.
it back though, that's the other.
Because
True, yeah.
it got
That's
loose in October.
problem B.
So Halloween locally almost got canceled, but the day before they got it. And,
you gotta trap them. It's fucked.
So regulations came. So you have to have X amount of fencing, X amount of blah blah blah. So money.
It's gotta,
right?
yeah, it's gotta
And
be
permits.
a cement pad fenced
Yeah.
into, nothing
So-
can get under, and it's gotta have a like a sealed roof, on it.
Cougars.
Locked cage.
So they're all gone. So my theory is, could they possibly have just been let go?
Let them go. See if they make it.
Possibly,
Or
but we haven't,
or
they haven't seen it.
through all this improper, like careless breeding, ones that escaped were just like, fuck it, they're gone, right? So they probably maybe they made it, or maybe a few.
Have you ever heard the
out.
theory that the MNR releases cougars in areas that have exponentially high deer populations?
This would
like
fit.
here.
This would fit.
Yeah.
And the signs, like people think, well, where's the bones? Where's like blah blah blah? Where's the evidence?
What do you mean? Where's
Where
the,
do you see the bones of any animal? It's insane how there's so many deer here. How many deer bones do you see? Probably not a lot, eh?
Because they get scattered.
Yeah, like
Like
it's
I've never found
crazy.
like really much more than like I found a spine once. I found a skull once.
Yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
skulls in fields. The farmers
So-
diss them
Anything
up.
anything in a field, yeah, it's like crushed down and plowed
Yeah.
under. So that's all gone.
So all my like exploring through like Algonquin Park and the thousands of crown land all within that area. I've seen a few skeletons, but not like what you'd think. Like I've
You
only
ever been
seen
to like a
bear.
wolf denning area? That's
No.
where you'd probably find them most. If you can find their
Oh,
den area,
yes, I
you'll
actually
you'd-
in a valley. It was really cool.
Oh, that's cool.
They like herded them in, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
So
really
yeah,
cool.
you'd probably find more there, right? Because they'd
But
try
not
to bring a
more,
kill
like
back.
not what you would think. Like
Oh, really?
mice
Man.
take it, like things. It's part of the cycle, life cycle, right? It's food. So
Yeah.
that's
It's like
pretty
they're fish in a
interesting.
pond.
Yeah, because I know like
Try and-
porcupines and shit chew on them.
Oh, and here's another thing. There's so much deer, like you said. They're not even picking off like only wildlife. They're not picking off like chickens or cows or like livestock or pets for almost like 95%.
well,
They're not.
there was that dog that's been
Dogs.
missing
But I mean, that's rare.
forever on the Arner.
That's super rare.
Yeah, so that's
Like
either
if
coyotes
there's like
or
a pack
cougar.
of cougars here or a family of cougars, there's only one dog missing, or like say even 10. That's still nothing. Like if there's that many cougars.
Well, I don't think there's. I think there's only probably like one or two at the very most. Well, they'd have a huge territory. They have a
They
massive territory.
definitely do, but it
So like
has to
one would be this like.
It wouldn't be.
area.
It would have to be more than one. I would say. Why would it still be here?
Well, I could
Well,
probably
it might
go
not-
and come back.
Yeah, like it might just be hanging around looking for a mate.
But this place is definitely big enough for more than one. Food source wise,
yeah, I don't.
they evolved just like the coyote evolved to like coy wolf, and like now they like go into like controlled habitats, say like golf courses and cities and shit, and like pick off fowl.
Have
It's
you?
just interesting.
There's no danger to them. There's nothing to find them, outmuscle them.
Yeah,
yeah,
eat
coyote,
them.
yeah.
mankind. I wonder. I don't know if locally mankind's definitely the biggest like threat to them. Have you ever heard of like anybody hitting one?
What, coyotes or cougars?
Cougars.
No.
See, that would be interesting. So there's probably not a lot of them. Definitely.
Well, there's
But-
just like I said, the one that some lady in town almost hit. Like it came out in front of her, but
Was that on Arner?
no, that was
Concession, wasn't it?
Oh, really?
I want to say.
yeah, it was
So not far.
It was west
far
of
away.
Harrow. It
Yeah.
was the west side, like west of Harrow, yeah. So
Oh,
somewhere in there. but-
Okay.
no, I've never heard anyone like kill one.
Yeah,
I've
me either.
heard stories of the scenario. Okay, so that's where the theory of like the MNR releasing them is. There was a thing where this is hearsay. I forget where I heard it from, but a guy, same idea. MNR released one to take care of the deer. A guy shot it and buried it, and the MNR showed up and they're like, "Where's the cougar at?" And he's like, "I don't know what you're talking about." And they're like, "Okay, well, it has a tracking device on it and it's here." And he's like, apparently a deal was made that it just wasn't, because it was like they didn't tell the people of the area that they're releasing a fucking cougar.
Yeah, so they couldn't do much.
Yeah,
about
so
it.
he
Yeah.
was just like, "Well, I won't say anything if you just take this the fuck away." But yeah, so, but
Mm.
who knows how true that is?
I think that story would be like. Have you heard that story before?
I have heard that story actually. Yeah, I've heard
Not
it through
from
a few
separately, from him.
people. Separately, actually,
Okay.
no.
I heard that
okay.
story before from the same guy that just told you that.
Yeah.
Have you
So-
heard that one?
No,
That's
I'm not
okay.
up on that stuff.
But so they released one. So I wonder how long they expected it to like.
Yeah, but
kinda,
that could
like,
just be
take
someone
care of the
being like,
population.
"Fuck the
though.
MNR, I'm going to make up a lie about it."
How many people
That's a
will
risk.
call
That's
the
a
MNR
risky move.
and report?
You're
that
going to
they've
release
seen
like
it?
Yeah.
a dominant predatorial cat in an area without telling people. That thing could take somebody down.
yeah.
Oh, and,
Oh my god! If
and they're so smart. There would always be a kid, the weaker. They know how to pick on.
oh yeah, some kid would get eaten. Then
School,
they would
recess.
like they would go nuts, shoot it,
I
and
don't
find
wanna
a
be,
collar on it.
but
And be like,
that's
"You
how
got
it
it."
I'm
happened.
that guy,
Yeah.
but
If you had to survive and you're a wild animal and you ate like meat, fucking a schoolyard would be buffet.
Oh yeah.
It's like a guarantee. Unfortunately.
But you got to get out of there.
The slowest running chubby guy.
Kids,
Don't attack me.
Yeah.
I'm full of chocolate.
That's the thing. You don't have to be the fastest. You just have to be faster than at least one other person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Average.
Have
Don't
you
be
ever?
below average.
Yeah.
What's
Ride that
You have any
wave.
crazy experiences with wolves?
Yes, I do.
You ever been hunted by them?
I
Well,
know.
not like hunted, but
I would say I got as close to a wolf with one person that I almost was able to touch it. He was definitely able to touch it.
wow.
It came back to us. So do you know the South River area at all? South
Yeah.
and North Bay?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what you know of it, but it's the only access to Algonquin Park from South River is you go down a seasonal old railway logging road. It's converted to a road now. It's not that old, but it's made in the late 60s. But it's the only access is canoe. So Tom Thompson, I don't know if you know of him,
Yep.
who inspired the Group of Seven.
Yeah.
That was his preferred route because it was by yourself. You could fish down the South River, blah, blah, blah. And then it was once you got to Kauai Mog, which where my family lives, you can canoe to the park in an hour and a half. Leisure canoe ride. So that's where I would see almost everything. And one day, so it's called Chemical Road. So when you're at the lights in South River, the only street lights, and it says Ottawa Avenue, it turns into Chemical Road. And that's when you're in the middle of nowhere. Houses are very scarce. Then eventually it's like when you're about 13 kilometers out of 26, you're gone. Like the roads just gravel. In the winter, it's just snow covered. And only if there's logging is it maintenance. No power. So we have solar powers and propane out there. So when I was going, I was with one other person, my mentor. I don't know if you know this, but I was an outdoorsman. I taught survival and guided people for a living. And so he was the one that taught. My teacher was with me in the car, and we see a wolf about 100 yards. We pull over. He has a recorder in his hand. He's taping it. And I'm just a couple feet behind him, but I'm right next to him. We get out of the car. And it's watching us, but it's not doing anything. And my friend starts going, making like a dying rabbit. I know I can't do it, but he was making a sound of a dying rabbit. And it seemed interesting. And it kind of came closer, not fast or anything, not threatening. And then he like bolted off the road. It's the middle of winter, into the woods. And then my friend kept it up, and kept on approaching him. And I'm just leisurely walking behind him. And then it pops out again. And it's about half the distance, 50 yards from us. And still making the noise. And it's just a beautiful blue sky day.
50 yards is pretty close
Sunny.
already. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Oh, yeah.
So it comes a little closer. Not a lot closer, but like maybe 10. And then jets back in.
Okay.
And so we kind of hear it, not loud or anything, not predominantly. And then my friend's like, let's go. So we're following it. So we walk up the extra 40 yards. We see his paw prints, and we follow him in off the road. And then almost immediately, not far off the road, there's like a little wetland. It's 100% frozen. And so it's a little open space now. And then we see his paw prints, and they go off the little wetland and up the bank and disappear. So we're standing now in the middle of this frozen little wetland. It's not that big, like a small pond almost. And then all of a sudden it comes back. Not fast, but fast enough that it surprised the shit out of us. And it's coming right at us. And then it turns. So that's why my one friend could have hit it.
Oh,
But like, that's it. And then that it's gone. We're like, oh fuck. That was awesome. But are we stupid? Like, okay. This beautiful looking animal. That was it. And my teacher is like, holy shit. He's like shaking because he spent his whole life. He's even older than me. And he's never seen a wolf on tracking expeditions. He's like taught him whatever.
His
Never. This is crazy, right?
Wow. He's been in
So-
it how many years do you think at this point?
At this point, close to 20.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. Like he's
Holy cow.
found kills and shit, but never like
Had
he
an
almost touched this.
interaction
Yeah.
As amazing as this at this point.
This is on video.
Oh wow. Oh yeah, right.
So he has it too. And so now me and him are like on the pond and we're like, what the fuck, right? So then he's like, we don't hear it. It's gone as far as we know. So like, let's kind of explore. Let's follow its tracks. So we get up over into the bush and there's like another little clearing. Not big at all. And then this is the best part. We notice there's 2 spots in the snow, all trampled. It's in the sun. It was with his mate.
Wow.
But that was it. It was over. That's my only experience.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was cool.
To be that close and
Yeah.
personal with it, really.
Yeah.
Just checking you out, scanning you.
Timing's everything, right?
I guess, yeah.
Or it's huge.
A little bit
too,
of luck,
right?
a little bit of timing.
It was definitely, if it wasn't bigger than a dog, it was a good sized dog.
Okay.
Yeah. The thing is about every time I've seen a wolf, which I've been in the woods for how many years, is only I've only seen it on foot 3 times, maybe 5 times in my whole life.
Wow.
So, and I lived in the fucking boonies.
Yeah.
And
Closest I've ever
So-
got it was just like communicating, like howling back and forth, and like the other side of the lake. It's like they're right there.
yeah,
It's like creepy as
you
shit.
can hear. I heard them all the time where I live.
Yeah, I've heard.
but
of
this
it.
is the
I've heard
first
of
time
it.
I seen
Yeah.
him. But
Yeah.
that was amazing.
That'd be cool.
Like me and him were both shaking.
Oh yeah.
Like Nat.
Oh
yeah.
yeah. Huge adrenaline
It
rush.
was cool.
I love wolves. This is weird. Okay, so I hunt. I love to hunt. There's something just very primal and driven in me to hunt. And I want to hunt everything, which I know sounds bad sometimes, but I don't know. So we have a family friend, and they went hunting, and they hunted wolves, and they're like, "You got to do this. This is the closest thing you will get to like hunting humans, because they like
It's
They
fast.
play with your mind. Like they figure out that you're hunting them, and they end up just being like, he was telling us they were hunting this one pack, and they're like walking. You do it in the wintertime, I guess. And they stopped, and they were trying to figure out where they were. So they started like making calls and whatnot, trying to, they're tracking all that stuff. And I guess that they stopped, and they were waiting for a response. And it was like one came from over here, and then there was one like behind them, and then another one over. Like they just circled them, and it was like, oh, they're like, it was the creepiest thing ever. And it's like you're seeing like glimpses of them, like kind of almost uncomfortably close, but out of a shot, and it's like you just can't get a shot at them. They're like playing, they're messing with you. They're trying to figure out what you're doing and trying to like throw you off. And he's like, oh, it's creepy as shit. And I'm just like, yeah, I want to do that with a bow.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh yeah, they would be an intelligent enough creature. They would say,
I love
you know,
lions. I do. I'd hunt lions in a heartbeat. Like I don't know what it is. It's just that I don't know. It's weird. It's hard to explain.
Lions.
Lions, anything.
Well,
I want to hunt everything. I'm trying to talk my girlfriend into moving to the Yukon with me just so I can hunt what they got. I'm just like, she's like, I don't want to move there. I don't want to live there the rest of my life. I'm like, no, give me 5 years.
So
Let me shoot like goats, rams, buffalo, freaking caribou, huge moose. Grizzly is like top of my list. I want a big male grizzly with a bow.
wow. So
Like bad.
I have a fascination with trapping.
I think trapping's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Trapping is
and
an art form. My uncle used to do it.
exactly. I got into it in the weirdest way because I moved up to North Bay when I was just turned 21. Just had my baby and was in North Bay. Turns out they have the second oldest fur harvest convention center in the whole entire fucking world. It's
Wow.
huge. It's older than Canada.
Yeah.
Founded by Hudson Bay.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
anyways, so I know nothing about hunting. I'm from Harrow. I'm a farmer. Like farming community.
Yeah.
And now I live in the woods outside of North Bay on solar power and get snowed in half the year.
That's pretty
Okay.
badass.
Yeah.
So now
Off the grid,
Yeah.
baby.
I see this big sign one day, Fur Harvest Convention, bring your kids. I'm like,
Fuck yeah.
I'm in.
Free lunch.
So
Do I need to bring the kid?
I'm there. Not knowing what to expect. And like, I'm a really mellow guy. I don't judge anything, but I'm like, I really don't like hurting animals without making them a meal. Right? So, but I'm like, you said bring the kids. That's family orientated. You got me. I'll show you up. I'll show up. It was like $7 for the whole family. There's a bar inside the convention center. This place is huge. Okay.
Checking a lot of boxes here.
On average, there's 200,000
Toronto Sportsman's show's
pelts.
coming up.
This is gonna take a turn real
200,000
quick.
pelts on average. This is the convention, the big world auction. So it's crazy amount of pelts. I don't even know how many there is. So this is my first time in there. I didn't even know this existed. I'm brand new to the area. So I come in, all old people. I have a little kid with me. They're like, "You're our favorite." Blah blah blah. They dress my
Of
kids
course.
up in little
Yeah.
like fake little
Furs.
high. Yeah, exactly. They make him a little trapper. Take his picture. They frame it. Here you go. So I got that to this day. That was awesome.
Not bad.
So everybody comes, sees the kids. They bring them closer. They get out of line if there's demonstrations so they can see. So they're butchering up, like, they're opening up wolves, every animal, showing you how to hide it and stuff. Beavers, like crazy shit. Then some old timers like, you go to the freezer. Take the kids to the freezer. I'm like, no, what are you talking about?
Here we go.
He's like, that's where they keep the polar bear and grizzly bears. All the hides. Please take them. You should take them.
Jesus.
So
They're in the back.
That's awesome.
they took my kid and crawling all over all these polar bear hides that sold for almost 20 grand. They took him to the grizzly hides and was like, touch them. Like, so they like took their hands, put them in the paws.
Yeah.
And grizzly bears had the most impressive paws of any animal I've ever seen.
Oh,
Yeah,
dinner plates.
How big?
It was like this. And it wasn't the biggest grizzly.
Yeah.
But the paw was
I think
huge.
it's like 10 inches
And,
across.
okay, the
Foot long.
hides of the polar bears
Vegan
I swear to
pizza.
God, were almost three
Yes.
sides of this grizzly,
Eight slices.
and they weren't even close in paws. And polar bears are made to go through ice. I was so surprised.
I can see that.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Seriously
So,
huge. Did you know there used to be a bigger bear than like those bears?
Cave bear.
Yeah. It was huge.
Located
Insanely hot.
In North America.
Yeah.
11,000 years ago.
I wish they'd bring that back so I could shoot it with a bow.
It's
We have this. We have this herd.
back so I can.
We
take
brought
its
back
life.
200 cave bears. We're gonna raffle off one ticket. Todd wins. I'm doing the bow.
Oh, that's awesome.
That would be so. Oh my god.
like twice the size.
In
Yeah.
that
huge.
small town that my kids live in, not that long ago, like maybe 20 years, 30 years tops, a German family they bought the land a long time ago, but about 30 years ago, they wanted to fence in this chunk of land that they owned. Like, it was a shitload, like hundreds and hundreds of acres.
You just want to do a high fence.
They wanted to fence it in for tourists to hunt tigers.
Wow.
Wanted to
Tiger.
make a tiger conservation for hunting. And so they like started it and all this crazy shit, but that's totally illegal. You can't bring in foreign animals to hunt in this country. So
You should
now
go to
it's like
Texas.
this half fenced in like nature, like untouched forest.
Is there tigers in it?
Not that I know of.
No.
But there's probably cougars
Better
where it's
check.
located.
With your bow.
So quick recap to Texas. Yeah, they got like we were driving down one of the roads and I looked over and there was a herd of fucking gazelle behind a fence. You can, yeah. There's like certain breed. It's a Indian goat, I believe it is a goat from a certain part of India. There's more of them.
No.
There's more of them in Texas than there are in their
Yeah.
native land.
That's crazy.
Hunting
That's cool.
preserves.
Oh, really?
Well, they probably get huge
High fence
antlers or
farms. Oh,
something
yeah.
like that, right? Or something special.
It's like 20 grand to go shoot 9 animals in Africa. I can take that 20 grand and I could kill like 70 animals in Texas.
Is that 20 grand just for the permit? Not including
That's
good
that's
value
that's
for your
bigger
murder.
That's
Texas.
basically that's your like your trip.
Really?
Yeah, but that's like a like the wildebeest is your big animal. It's like dikers and all those little things.
No lion.
No, you want a lion, you're looking at 100, I think. Joe Rogan had a podcast. I forget the guy's name, but he went for rhino. That was $350,000 for the permit.
Yeah, because they're almost gone. That's why.
Yeah, that's not true. They're almost gone in like certain countries. They're not almost gone in all of Africa.
That's right. And I should
Certain
say
types.
black.
I would say that is like the big.
And then black. It's more black rhinos than white rhinos.
It's
that
like the
too.
northern
Yeah, there's certain breeds,
Zimbabwe black rhino is endangered, but one country over they got way too fucking many. It's weird. It's really weird. I remember as a kid the white rhino was the one that was gonna go extinct, and now all of a sudden it's the black rhino.
Yeah.
I don't think they have a fucking idea what's going on over there.
Not good, though.
No.
Oh, did we hear the latest? How they're dyeing ivory and horns? In
Oh
live
yeah,
animals?
I heard that a couple years ago. They're all pink now. They paint them pink.
I've never seen a picture. I've only read about it.
Yeah, if you Google it, it'll pop up. They'll trank them and they do like their vet tests and all that stuff. And man, it would suck to be a fucking rhino. But anyways, and then they paint it with this pink dye that seeps in. Because before they were just cutting them off. They would just chainsaw them off.
Yeah.
They'd keep nubbing them down. So this way now they can let it grow, but it's pink.
Mm-hmm.
It looks dumb, but I mean, whatever stops it.
What if somebody like Elton John wants like pink ivory piano keys?
I guess he's got his choice then.
Uh,
You're just making it more like an elusive market, maybe.
I think because I think what the market is an Asian market, and I think it's
Medicinal?
it's gonna be ground into dust.
And like tiger testicles and all that jazz.
Yeah, all that weird
Shark
shit.
Yeah.
fin. God,
Shark
don't forget
fins.
your shark fins.
Yeah, that's the latest.
Shark
one.
fin soup.
You can find
Latest
that
and
in
greatest
Chinatown,
one.
Every
it's
wedding.
Not that far from here.
Shark fin soup. If you don't have it, you suck.
Yeah, it's all that crap like bugs me on both sides. That it's like, yeah, we don't need to be like mass killing sharks for their fins, but if you're going to,
Feed it
let's
to
use
them.
the whole goddamn
thing,
shark.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like,
Should
and
be
maybe let's
treated-
not have like one big mass kill day. Let's just keep it normal. Like, not like it draws less
Well, it's
attention
con-
when it's just a constant. It's like,
It's
oh,
conservationism, right? That's the whole thing. We're gonna
Yeah.
stop poaching.
Yeah.
and
That's
Yeah.
one thing
follow
why I
the
love
rules.
tracking
Everyone
so
else
much.
follow the rules, but that's,
You get one license for your whole entire life, a plot of land, and you're in charge of it.
yeah,
If you don't like fucking maintenance it, or if you over harvest it, you're fucked.
oh yeah,
So yeah, so like I like that aspect.
yeah. That's pretty neat.
Because every forest, you need special growth. You need your nurse trees. You need your saplings. You need your mature. You need a cycle.
Yep.
And if it's human assistance is the best way to sustain that.
Yeah, well, we have to now. We took up too much.
Yeah.
Like there's more of our shit than there is of like wild stuff, like wildlife now. So now we basically have forcefully caused ourselves to have to maintain it now.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you get into hunting at all, there's a huge conservation side to it, especially in the States. Like Canada, we kind of got it, but it's like
Are we lacking this thing?
it's misplaced. In the States, like just because so many people are avid hunters,
okay.
it's just better managed. Like they have the Bureau of Land Management.
Yeah.
We have
I don't know.
a branch of the government. Like they have their own and then they have all these conservation like foundations. Like there's the Teddy Roosevelt. There's like not like we have some. It just doesn't seem
they're less funded though. I
yeah.
can agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. From
10 times less
experience though,
people.
the ministry was hugely involved up where I lived.
Oh yeah, they
I
do what
interact
they
with
can. I
them.
used to work for them. They
Yeah.
do
They were bad
good-
motherfuckers from experience.
Oh yeah, you don't fuck with the M&R.
I didn't necessarily intentionally fuck with them, but I had a run in with them and
I see them. I
uh,
try to fucking make myself as scarce as
Okay.
possible.
So, like I said, I lived 26 kilometers from the town of South River at the time. Sorry, my kids still do. Out down a seasonal road in the middle of nowhere. So it's early winter. The house is empty. I have to go just do a fire check, wood heat. So I'm out there. It's about 8:30. I'm like by myself. I'm having a nice joint. Who the fuck's gonna be out here?
Yeah.
Right? So it's all windy.
Okay.
So I'm going. All of a sudden, I see this fucking lit up. As soon as I come around a turn, all these vehicles. I'm like, oh fuck. I'm like, this is it. I'm in trouble. So like, I don't even put it out. I'm like, I can't deny this or anything. I'm gonna just let this ride. Right? So I
Yeah,
just let it
just
rest
own
in
it.
the ashtray. It's just smoldering. So there's OPP, K9 units, and M&R. So I'm like, I have nothing to hide other than the jump.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, what the fuck? So this is the best part. M&R steps forward, turns and tells everybody, like, does this. He's running the show. Didn't know this, but M&R, they're like
Yeah,
I said,
they're-
they're motherfuckers. Right? They're top dog. So he comes to my
They
car.
don't need like warrants
Yeah.
to come into your
That's,
house.
yeah,
Here's
that's
the
why
thing.
he's doing it. Yeah.
So he's my window's down. I'm just like this, right? Hi, officer. Right? And this is what he says to me. First words out of his mouth. What did you kill?
Okay.
And I'm like, I didn't kill anything. I'm all calm as can be. I'm relieved. That's what he asked me, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, where's your guns? I'm like, I don't have any, and I don't even own any guns. No guns. And then he's like, okay, where'd you kill it? Then I'm like, I didn't kill anything. Keeps on repeating questions. And then he's like, I'm going in your back seat of your car. I'm like, okay, hit unlock. And he goes in there, and there's nothing really in there, right? He unfolds some seats.
Yeah,
Doesn't
normal
really
stuff.
do much. He was in there maybe half a minute. And then he's convinced, like, he knows there's nothing in the back, so he comes back to my car. Then he's like, says some words, choice words, and he's like, where are your guns? And I'm like, I don't have any. And he's like, where'd you kill it? And I'm like, I didn't kill anything. Then he's like, then why the beep are you out here? Then I'm like, I live down there. And I have to go stoke my fire. As soon as I said that, he was like, bye. Right?
Oh,
Like, not in wasting, you're a waste of fucking time. I don't care about we get the fuck
Yeah.
out of here.
yeah.
So he's gone. I was gone. So I literally just had to stoke my fire, load up my fireplaces, and turn around. So I don't know how long it was, but it's not long. I'm approaching that same spot within 40 minutes time. More, probably like 30 minutes. So not that much time long. It's like very dark now. See all these other lights on the side of the road. And they're all ATVs. And there's fucking like 9 of them. It's not hunting season. They got fucked up. They were busted hard. It was all over the news.
Oh, poaching.
Other things were like in the summer weed bust out there. People like fields.
Jesus.
Oh yeah.
In the
Easy.
clear cuts, right? There was still clear cutting back there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Great place to grow.
Yeah.
A lot of cover, easy to get
So
to.
like
fertile.
when I would always be like paranoid with my plants because I didn't know. Like, remember, I just moved up there. So when I saw like cops and SWAT teams go by my fucking house towards where my stuff is, I'm like, whoa, they take that stuff serious for like 20 plants, right? But then the news breaks and it's like a field. I'm like, why am I growing it if I know the fucking field's right there? I'm an idiot, right?
Yeah.
But anywho, I was never touched. Nothing. And I
Alright.
did that for years.
That's all right.
Wow.
Yeah. In the same spot, too. The only thing the worst season I ever did, I lost 2 plants. to like an animal that just trampled. So that's not bad at all.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah.
I used to do it on a little island.
I had a buddy do that, and he forgot about it and came back, and it was like 11 feet tall.
Fuck.
Fucking tree.
I
Yeah.
know what you mean.
Yeah, it was on like a moist island, and just.
Yeah. Like a moist purple island. It was like one of the craziest things that ever happened to me. I was out once and a helicopter came.
Oh, really? Just...
In Harvest. I had my canoes full. So, like, what do? I'm committed.
Yeah.
So I just fucking finished my thing and nothing.
Back natural.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't, but oh well. I was a small fish.
Funny, that's so Canadian. I had my canoe full.
I had two.
I had my canoe full of the northern herb.
That was like one of my greatest harvests ever. I just laid out all these tarps and piled it with like a dozen plants, rolled them up, and throw them in the canoes. Because I had to be quick, especially when the helicopter came.
Oh yeah. Now, well, you still can't grow that many, but
That was excessive. But that was fun. And there was one old timer trapper who had a minnow license who would go out by that island. And that's the only soul that I knew of. And he kind of just like smiled at me. That's it.
should have
Yeah.
brought him down like a jar, been like, hey.
Oh, if he
Thanks.
wanted it, I'm sure he would have took it. Yeah.
Probably true.
I didn't want to
He
bring
probably
it up.
knows all the spots.
He knew
Yeah.
it was going to be legal in a couple of years. He's like, whatever.
This was a long time ago, though. This is like 15 years
What made
Okay.
you want to move
Almost.
up there?
ago. Family. She wasn't my wife at the time, but my future ex-wife at the time, mother of my children, we'll call her that. Her family runs the resort and everything.
Oh yeah.
So that was a reason to go up there.
That's all right.
But out of college and everything, I was a machinist by trade. And I didn't like my job, so that came up. And they're like, so I got to go to school, training. I've been all over the fucking place.
Well, pretty cool.
Experience all this stuff, yeah. So that's what I did for a long time.
All right.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah. But I love the area, but I'm not. I guess this is home. Like the winters up there are pretty. Like that's
pretty
far.
wild.
That's far. Like North Bay is almost an hour away.
Oh,
Closest Tim Hortons 45 minutes. I'm not making a joke, but like that just
Yeah.
tells you nothing's
Yeah.
really close.
Do you have any crazy lessons you learned
There's
up
not
there
one in
from being
fucking-
so isolated from
I
everyone?
thought there was one in
or-
South River.
Nope. First Falls.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's where we get it
I
then.
used to live close there.
Because we go to my buddy has land is like near Eagle River or Eagle Lake.
Eagle Lake.
Eagle Lake, yeah.
That's South River.
We're back in there.
Yeah. My kids are on that road. But the other way.
Oh, okay.
That's Chemical Road. The other
Oh,
way,
okay,
it's the
okay.
other way. So keep on going that way towards the park.
Okay.
They have two houses. One
Which
right
part?
next to
Oh,
the
towards
post.
Algonquin?
Yeah.
Okay.
They
yeah,
have
because we're
one-
doing. He's near Mickey Sue or whatever the hell.
Mikisew Provincial Park.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah. But they have a house right next to the post office because when we had kids, we got another house. For school, you know what I mean? Once they hit a school age, right, we couldn't live in the bush anymore.
Yeah.
When we got moved into town. So we still had the other place. And that's what we would do. And go, school bus wouldn't go out there, so we had to move to town. That was basically the point.
Yeah.
But they're still there. They still have both places. So if you're ever in South River, the only brick house next to the post office.
I'll have to like look try to remember to look next.
Yeah.
time.
I've had lots of
Like,
friends that
yeah,
have
just
gone
Google
down
Maps.
to the resort and everything. Just
Brick
like
house
drove in
next
the
to the
parking
post office.
lot and checked her out.
That's pretty cool.
Google Maps it. See if it's.
Yeah.
They
What's
could dri-
that
they could
gas
drive all there.
station?
The Shell gas station?
No, it's out in fucking near that Eagle Lake there. It's they got the
Oh,
big,
it's at the
the big
Narrows.
wooden Indy. Yeah.
The Narrows.
Oh my god.
Oh, I know
Yeah.
what you're talking about.
You know that one? Yeah.
Yeah.
That fucking place. So I was up there with a couple buddies one time, and that big wooden Indian thing by the door.
Yeah.
So because I'm a little bit part native,
Huge.
I said I said to my one buddy, we're sitting there. I'm like, dude, see that? That's a statue of my uncle, Chief Holding Door. So now every time we go up there, like,
That's
oh, look,
weird.
it's Chief Holding Door.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
I take
Oh,
my
it's so
kids
bad.
there every summer for ice cream. Wait till I go.
Yeah, they got they
The
got way
painful
overpriced.
dad joke strikes again.
Yeah. They got like overpriced Chinese knives and dusty fucking camping supplies and expired potato chips and all the greatness of the North.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. The
Yeah.
fucking they always gotta have the made in China dream catchers
All right.
that have been up there for
Yeah.
decades and the leather is like
spider
cracking.
webs on them.
Yeah, oh yeah. It's
Jeez.
like, oh yeah.
My favorite about that store is like any like old like cottage store has like a billboard or display case of local like hunting catches or fishing. So Eagle Lake, they have a local resident turtle, snapping turtle that lives in the lake that comes up and they
Yeah.
take pictures of. It's like really significantly huge. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Things look go off though.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Gotta
They're
watch.
fast.
Yeah, he's
too.
a big one. No, I've seen him. Because we were kayak fishing and it was like, the fuck is, I'm like, holy shit, there's a snapping turtle below us.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, he's.
You always get one fucker who wants to be cool and like comes up from behind, flips him over, and picks him up. It's pretty cruel, really, but it's very possible to do.
No, I just leave snapping turtles the fuck alone. I like all my ligaments.
Yeah. So another craziest thing about when I was living in South River, so I just moved into town from the bush, right? So I'm like, oh, I shouldn't see any animals now, right? I'm right in town, South River. I know it's not much, but it's as town as I can be for where I live.
I feel like you'd get a moose in there.
Okay. I'm not even telling the moose story yet, but okay, this is even so
Knew it. Knew there was a
one
moose.
morning I wake up and I just look out my front window. And on my sidewalk, I swear to God, there's a beaver just like strutting stuff like it owns the place. There's no wetland or forest, what you would think would be close enough for a beaver. Like he's cutting through a town down the sidewalk. It was awesome. So I'm like, all right, I got to go out and see this beaver. I've never been close to a beaver before. So I went out there and holy shit, it's like a medium dog. That's significantly big. That's the
bigger
body.
than-
That's
bigger-
not including the tail.
They're bigger than you think
So-
they are.
Somebody, it must have been a problem beaver because somebody must have got drunk or something and spray painted his tail orange.
That's great.
Yeah, so I've seen a moose one day running through the same street right by my house. And then other days, more than once, more than anything, believe it or not, in the fall, I've seen bears by my house. Garbage days. And then I'd been at the local park, which isn't far from my house, that house at the time. And police coming and being like, we just got called. There's a bear on the other side of that house. We're not telling you have to leave, but can you please leave? And they're like, we'll escort you home. Just walk your kids. And so like, yeah, I've seen like bears like run through the playground. It was pretty neat.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I lived there, it'd be like, Savannah, you want to go to the park? Dad's got his bow.
Yeah, he's always
Yeah.
got his bow.
Fully loaded.
I'm standing on the
Robin-
top. I'm on the top of the jungle gym.
Face paint.
So I fished a bit, but I never hunted. But I've guided hunting trips. But I've never shot. I shot a gun, but only at a target, and that was only like once. It's just preference. I'm cool to be around it.
It's
But
amazing.
I'm not gonna shoot a gun next to me because I don't want fucking banging by my ears. It's just common sense to me. I'm just not comfortable with a gun. Simple as that.
I
What? I didn't hear you over the tinnitus I have from shooting guns.
Yeah.
I told you about all the guns I shot in Vegas, probably. 1,000
Yeah, you
times,
shot like
yeah.
a 50
Yeah.
cal and
Yeah,
AK.
the 50
and,
cal is the key, man. The thing was, it's insane. The
That's
shockwave from
incredible.
it's just
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable.
Fucking blow the panties right off you.
I have a big interest and respect into hunting. Definitely would love to be out there with the guys or helping clean an animal or something.
I always tell people
But-
that are like, have an interest in hunting, but they're like, don't like the gun aspect, is like, get into archery.
yeah.
Archery
bow.
is just on a whole different level. Like, it's.
I
There's
don't
a-
want to kill anything personally because
Oh, okay.
I'm a vegan And no, I'm not. But
I was gonna be like, how the fuck are you a
Um,
vegan?
well, anyways,
Yeah, man, moose is pretty good. So is but I'm a vegan.
as you know, my first passion's like hardcore hiking, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna slow down and slaughter an animal or stake out an animal. That's why I said I hunt animals with cameras or my eyes, and that to me is awesome. I've waken up.
Oh yeah,
and
I've seen some
animals.
crazy stuff like while I'm out hunting, and it's just
Yeah.
like I'd rather just sit there and watch,
Eagles coming down and picking stuff right off the.
just delivering
Blake and-
freedom.
Do you know? I don't know if you know locally, Gordy Nascimento, one of the co-owners of Home Hardware.
Oh
Gordy?
yeah.
He came and I took him bear hunting,
Oh nice.
and we entered the forest. It was 4 a.m. So we're just leading the way, and I had a spot picked out, which was a hill, and all the way around it, like a small hill, all the way around it was like a valley. So I'm like, I just have a feeling about it. So we go there, not realizing we get in our spot, and then like it gets a little light. We can see some stuff. Like if you go real close to something, you can see it. And I'm like, there's a lot of like moose droppings everywhere on this hill. That's weird, right? And then we're just like, because it's too early to shoot anything, so we're still just chilling out. All of a sudden, we stirred like some sleeping moose, and just fucking went everywhere. The crashing, everything.
Wow.
And then, like, not long after that happened, sure enough, light as day, light enough to see even clearer, and we could see their beds steaming.
Oh wow. That's
And that was the
Whoa.
coolest thing. That was the coolest
Holy
thing.
cow.
So we saw lots of fishers and some weasels, like some crazy stuff that they haven't
I haven't
seen
seen
before,
stuff
which was
like
really
that.
cool.
That's neat.
We saw some deer, saw some moose, obviously, and we saw one bear, in my yard, and we didn't shoot it. We had breakfast outside. We cooked bacon, and a bear came
That makes a lot of sense.
Sounds
within
good.
an hour.
If I was a bear, I'd be there too.
Yeah,
So
so that was pretty sweet.
when I went up bear hunting, there was a town has 40 people in it, and there's a guy in town who apparently feeds the bears off his back deck, and I guess he almost, like, when we were up there, he almost got bit one of those nights, feeding the fucking thing bacon from his hand.
So he pushes it.
It's like, you are so goddamn
It's
stupid.
not
Yeah.
Winnie the Pooh, it's Winnie the Pig with bacon.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
why are
Well,
you feeding a bear?
What happens when you run out
Yeah.
and it
Still
wants
hungry,
more?
yeah.
Yeah.
You're just
Tick,
giving an
tick, tick,
appetizer,
tick
you're
on the
teasing
fucking
him. You're
glass,
just giving
yeah.
him a taste.
One pack of bacon. He's like, what is
Yeah.
this?
Hey, you cooking sausages tonight in there or what? Do I gotta come in and wake your wife up?
Bears, though,
They're like
I've-
big raccoons.
big raccoon.
Yeah, like if you fucking move fast at them, like they usually bolt.
Oh,
Like
absolutely.
it's insane how quickly they just fucking.
They're fast if it's straight and flat.
Oh yeah, it's like what?
Very fast.
Oh yeah. Like you would think they would be like, oh, whatever that is, I'm just gonna slowly walk away. No, they're like gone.
Yeah.
Go fast.
I've been on foot probably close to 5 times and been within like 10 feet of a bear.
Mm.
And my very first time, I was out in the middle of the woods with my newborn son. I forget how old he was. He was really young. And the bear had a cub. And I was going this way, and they were crossing paths. So I was like, basically going to T-bone their path, right? And she just looks at me, doesn't even break stride or anything, just keeps on going. And I didn't stop stride or anything, kept on going. I finished my whole hike and everything. So that was pretty cool. It was like they knew. The bear knew.
Wow.
Yeah, it's funny how animals like pick up on threats like that. Like if you, I find it around here. If you go walking, like for a walk or whatever, out in a bush or something, you're probably gonna see deer. When I go out walking, and I got like a gun or a bow. I don't see shit.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
It's really weird. It's like, how do you, like, I'm dead quiet. I've just walked in from like 800 yards. This summer, I come pulling up in a truck, slamming doors, throwing corn bags down, breaking sticks, and it's like, oh, a human. But like, I'm out there dead quiet in camo with like cover scent, and like,
Yeah.
God doesn't even know where I'm at. And this fucking thing is like, oh, gone.
I always thought animals knew, like, I don't know if this sounds crazy, but I thought they could tell sense hunting season.
Probably, yeah. I
Oh
believe
yeah,
it.
they would know based on
They would have an
this
idea,
amount of time.
Just
especially
sound,
after
yeah.
like the first.
It became
opening-
routine. It's
Yeah,
part of evolution, correct?
yeah,
Right?
Yeah, we just bred it into them.
yeah.
Exactly.
So while we're trying to bang each other, we're gonna get shot at. Remember that, guys.
Worth it.
Yeah, worth it. Yeah. So that would be like, somewhat of a routine, and then there's also like basically right at like the second week of deer hunting, like basically every day after opening day, your chance of shooting deer just starts dropping
Yeah.
exponentially.
Um.
It's like the afternoon of opening season, you have like a 70% chance. The next morning is like fucking 30% chance. It's like, oh, that's cool.
That is awesome.
But that's hunting though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely, that is one of my favorite things about being out there is because personally, one of my like the best things that always happens, not always, but usually happens when I'm hunting is just like very close interaction with small woodland creatures. Like I've had squirrels crawling across the top of my ground blind. I've been sitting in a tree stand and I've had like a little, I want to say like a warbler, like a small little bird land like right on the front rail because I'm just sitting there like full in camera, not moving, and it's like as the daylight's starting to come, and it just landed there right in front of me, just like looking around, flicking his tail. And it's like that is
That's pretty cool.
insanely close to
Yeah.
a full out wild animal that you wouldn't even be able to get like 10 feet from. It's like he is like right there. Like I can see his eyes, I can see him moving around, I can see like feathers.
That's
It's
the best part.
There's a
It's-
Disney theme song going on in the background.
it's peaceful. And then there's like weird things just happen. Like I've went out there and it'll be like windy as shit and it's dark. And as soon as that sun cracks that like
Horizon.
yeah, it just like all of a sudden it's just like boom, it's like a little bit light and like the wind will just stop, but it'll be cold as hell. And you're like,
Okay.
like it's like in a matter of 10 minutes the weather has just completely changed.
The Earth woke up.
But
It's like the weirdest stuff just
Yeah,
happens when
Front just comes in.
The-
It's, woof.
Yeah,
Well,
you're like,
the craziest thing about being outside, besides seeing animals, is what else you're gonna see. That's one of the fascinations, the
Oh, yeah.
mystery, the creativity.
there's always something going
Because
on.
if you're gonna hide something or want to do something, you're gonna want to go in the middle of nowhere, and that's exactly where you are, in the middle of nowhere. Coolest thing I came across was a stolen van. Some people were smuggling drugs in a stolen van. Came down out in a dead end road for some reason. Didn't know that the road came to a dead stop before a huge river. So they drove the van right into the river. So
Jeez.
and they emptied it though, but there was some drug residue left. Some chunks. They must have ripped a bag or something. Well, anyways, I called it in. And the cops are like, "Oh, nobody's reported it." Then I'm like, "Well, it's still like half in the water, half hanging on shore, like teetering." And they're like, "Nobody reported it. It's not missing." So like, I couldn't even convince them.
There's a
that this
fucking
van-
van here.
It's of interest, nothing. And then within a week, though, then one day cops came by my house, fucking racing down, stolen van, and I'm like, "You guys, fucking late." Yeah.
I already pushed it in.
But like, other than that, though, but like, I'm thinking bigger scale. Like, what are you gonna find out there? Like, are you gonna find like some sort of like hidden commune or past hidden like logging town that's eerie? Like, there's a lot of things. Hidden abandoned logging towns like crazy. I've been to even the craziest
Salton is
thing.
almost like that. Salton has 40
okay.
people. There's some creepy. It's not like weird. It used to be like a mill town.
POW camp
And there's a
Wow.
in Algonquin Park.
Oh, I didn't know that.
In that area, there were several because we were allies. World War II, treaty, Geneva Convention. Any prisoner of war has to be fed and sheltered and clothed, regardless. So Britain's making their comeback. So they're capturing Nazis. but they don't have anywhere to put them because they're pummeled, right? They don't have the resources or the space. So, or a safe place to put them. So Canada, an ally. Okay, we can put these fuckers in the middle of the woods. Guarantee you, nobody will get away. So, Perry Sound. I don't know what you would call the one that I saw in Algonquin Park. Kind of wasn't far from South River, but you had to get to it by foot, like canoe or foot, or both. That's what I did. But like the buildings were left, there was tin cups, canned goods, and some like chairs and tables. And this was from World War II.
That's pretty cool.
Wow.
So like,
Huh.
so there's still some left. One of them was even converted to a children's camp
Really?
because it was
Wow,
lakefront.
that's cool.
So the one that was in South River, I watched a documentary of it on CBC one day. It was pretty badass. Only one person ever escaped, but he made it
Wow.
all the way back to Germany. He was a badass.
Eh,
But Canadians had a lot of respect from the German prisoners because you got to remember a lot of the German Nazis were like kind of forced, do or die, be a Nazi, right? So when they came here, Canadians treated them kind of nice or fairly. So a lot of them stayed, converted.
converted.
Yeah.
Converted to Canadianism. That's pretty neat. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that's one of the weirdest things.
Yeah, there's a lot of like shit out there. I remember there is one where near where my buddy's place is in South River. It's like you go down the one road. There's just like a '60s car, and it's just smashed into a tree, and there's trees growing through it. It's like I would love to know the story of why that is there. It's like someone
Yeah.
just careening out of control, being a dumbass, and buried it into the side of a tree, and just,
Wrapped it
fuck
around a
it.
tree.
or
Leave it
like,
there.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You just find stuff out there. It's weird. There's like human influence just everywhere.
My favorite thing is, you guys know of NORAD?
Oh yeah,
Well, the
North
base,
American Air Defense.
the former headquarters was in North Bay, outside.
Oh really?
So now it's this. It's still there, obviously, but it was underground. 60 stories underground, could house up to 400 people for 2 months. This massive. If anything happened, that's where they're gonna put like the world leaders in this area. Know why they chose North Bay? It's the start of the Canadian Shield.
Oh, okay.
So they're gonna be drilled 60 stories down, granite.
yeah, the
Wow.
shield. Rock,
So that's what they did. So nowadays,
So isn't
the
granite like immune to radioaction or something?
yeah. So
Radioactive
they
walking?
made so the Cold War is going on. That's why they made it before anticipation with the Cold War. So now the Cold War and technology and everything, Cold War is obsolete and technology is so advanced. It's now run by like in a tower at the airport or something like that.
Okay.
But now when I walk the property, it's still private military Canadian defense property. You have to go through a gate. You're allowed, but there's signs and everything. You could still get to see the entrance of it. 2 people are still hired there year round to maintain it. Last time it was used is 2001. Once in a while there was a tour. Because when 2001 hit, they brought some important people there.
Okay.
Because they weren't sure what the threat was.
Yeah.
So when I'm walking this, I don't know how many acres it is, but it's endless, right?
Okay.
You see once in a while you see chutes. So people don't know this. There's like a trail system or tunnels all under North Bay.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, and there's a former missile pads.
What?
Oh,
I think
launch-
there's even a
Launch
black
pad?
launch pads. Yeah,
Oh, neat.
like
Oh, I mean,
right
that makes sense.
downtown,
They don't-
basically.
I mean, if they're gonna do all that, yeah.
Yeah, they would spread it out, put it.
So
at a
you
place
can
where
even check it out
people-
though. You could
Yeah.
find some. I'm sure that you can. They don't even show you everything online, but you can find some maps, and you're like, oh my god, that's pretty big.
The
pretty
documents
impressive.
have been released.
Crazy.
So even me walking and seeing these, like, so you'll be walking in beautiful, pristine forest, right? Because all it is walking trails. Nobody even is allowed to hunt there, right? So it's quiet. You're in the middle of nowhere. All of a sudden, you'll see like this little rusty fence that's 10 feet high. Then all of a sudden, in the middle of that fence, you'll see like this hatch, emergency hatch.
Okay.
So imagine how long, like
How
that's
far it
there,
goes
whatever.
down.
Yeah.
To what's down there?
So once in a while, you'll
Hatch
find
in the
those.
forest is messed up. Like
Yeah.
I would totally explore.
Imagine discovering that.
Yeah.
I would totally. I'd be all over
So
that.
it was
It's like
very-
Lost. It
it
is
was very
exactly
easy.
Lost.
It was very easy to see. Like some of the fences were pretty impressive, but I always thought though, if they didn't want you to be there, there'd be people on you like super fucking quick.
Yeah.
And
They'd have it
another
monitored.
thing is there's some information online that was very fascinating. Like the main door that I could not quite get to, but could visually see it,
Yeah.
weighed like tons and tons.
Wow.
And
Armored door.
there was something about this pin system they made that you were able to move this thing that weighed tons with like your finger
Really?
That's
because
awesome.
it was that balanced. They made it. It was like a pride, like engineering feat,
That's a lot.
right?
Yeah, I was just
Yeah,
gonna say
that's-
that's
yeah.
a lot of math.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So there's some
it's trial and
fascinating things
error,
like that. But I think there's even bigger things out there. Other government experiments. Like,
Well-
did you know Canada, obviously everybody knows, has so much fresh water?
Yeah.
Long time ago, not even that long ago, I guess. I think it was 60s or 70s. They, like, intentionally poisoned a whole entire lake, like, with acid just to see the effects. And not a small one. Like, a huge ass lake.
Okay.
And like, as soon as they started the experiment, they're like, because we're gonna pollute it so bad, this lake's basically gonna be obsolete for probably 100 years. But they did it anyways, just for science.
Yeah. Just for results.
So like, Canada like has that resources
Yeah.
and technology.
Fresh water.
Even
yeah.
in the North Bay area, there's tons of lakes because they have like little small lakes, right? Like glorified ponds that
Okay.
they've like stocked with like hybrid fish.
Oh wow.
You can get maps now because
Splake.
because the experiment or science or study's over and the fish is safe to eat now. They made it, so go
Yeah.
ahead. You can actually
They don't. They
Ask
can't breed
it.
though. They have to keep dumping.
they're stocked, yeah.
Yeah, they don't. They're sterile because it's
Hybrid
Lake-
with
lake trout and a salmon or something. What is it?
Yeah, if they're like that, then they would have mismatched chromosomes. That's
They're
why we wouldn't be
they're
able
dark
to-
too. They're like a they got like a
Yeah,
Bruce,
no, I
but-
can't remember what it was.
lake trout and something.
Yeah,
Either lake trout and a speckled trout, or I think that's what that is.
maybe.
But yeah,
Can't
it's
remember.
it's. I
But
guess
they were a
they're
good size
eat.
too. Good size.
Yeah,
I like
yeah,
the
they are.
speckled trout in the river though. That's what I fished up there.
When I was in Montana, I fly fished up in the mountains for cutthroat trout.
Oh,
That's
oh,
cool.
what kind of size would that be?
That's another.
Okay, just like my
Outdoorsman
speckled.
skill.
then,
Yeah, they're
that I
tiny.
was
They're
used to.
tiny.
Okay.
But we were just like, you just cut them open, pull the guts out, pack them with like just seasoning, wrap them in tinfoil, and throw them on the fire for a bit.
That's
Whittle a
so
fork and
good.
fucking yeah, right on the bank side.
So
There is no better way to eat trout than like straight. Like I'm not shitting you. It's like I took it off the hook, cut it open, and threw it in the fire.
oh yeah. Straight off the knife.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
those were good. That was good. We caught 96 that day.
Holy shit,
We did not eat them all.
That's
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's there was
Good
3
day.
of us.
So when I was taking my outdoor
Day, it was an
cour-
afternoon.
my outdoor
well, there you go.
courses, I did survival cooking. So like, how do you make your
Did you used to
pits and
teach
hydro-
this at a fucking college to M&R kids?
not at a college, at a retreat center. To
Okay, I was gonna say, did you teach me this shit? Because I
two
remember there was a guy
schools.
that taught me when I worked for the M&R when I was 17.
I don't think so.
We were walking around a football field
no,
with no shoes and socks, but we could figure out where we
but
were.
like I traveled all over the place for training and shit, and like I've been to the Amazon, and like
That's fucking cool.
that was prior. Like
Nice.
those resources no longer are available, but that's what it was like.
I would
But-
go to the Amazon.
I don't know, Canadian wilderness, like holy shit. I've explored Canada, not enough, but a little. I've had a good sample. In Northern Ontario, there's like holy. People don't realize Ontario is so big. There's polar bears. There's a
Yeah.
there's a
Yeah,
provincial
for real.
polar bear park.
yeah,
Really?
for real. Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah,
know
it's
that.
up at
James
the
Bay.
yeah. I was saying it's in
Hudson
James
Bay,
Bay.
James
Yeah.
Bay.
James
Yeah,
Bay.
like that up
Like
that
Moosonee.
way.
Like
And
a
Moose Factory, full out polar bears, buddy.
Yeah.
full size and everything. Like
Oh,
Yeah, they
yeah.
come in on fucking
Legit
the
polar
icebergs.
bears.
I guess
Yeah.
they could come in from the north.
There-
Yeah.
And scientists also believe, biologists, that there's also grizzlies in that area.
Oh,
'Cause
probably.
What they thought, grizzlies was mainly just like a West Coast northern thing, but now central Canada, now probably all the way to the east.
Well, now they're gonna have a big problem
Oh.
in BC with them.
They're finding them even breeding with polar bears. A hybrid.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, they're gonna breed out because we're losing the ice cap. So
They're getting closer.
yeah,
Yeah,
so
and they're gonna go
it's-
more brown and
yeah.
lose the white. They
Everybody's
don't need
like,
it for
why
the-
are
the
grizzly
snow.
bears
They're not
and
gonna
polar
be
bears being
up
hunted?
as-
Thought they were
Cold as
endangered.
much.
They're at risk. The land, their habitat's endangered. So right now they have a fair, healthy population. They just don't have anywhere to go. So that's the issue.
Huh.
That's what makes them threatened.
put a season on them. I got a bow. All right, how was that? That was a good one. Let us know what you think of it. Obviously, like, comment, and share. I always say it. All right, thanks for listening to Cavecast. Catch you next time.
So good.